So some people have been bugging me about where's the Christmas gift idea video. It's been useful, it's been funny, it's been, I don't know, it's been a thing in the past. And so here we are. We're slightly late to the party, but I think it's in time. We're going to start with the least expensive. We have gifts here today that range from $4 to $5,000. And if you stay till the end, you'll see what that gift suggestion could be. But the first item, whether it is for a construction worker, a woodworker, a crafter of any kind, is that Papermate makes what may just be the ideal solution for a mechanical pencil. They don't cost much. It's $4. The colors are weird, but you can hide them in your tool bag. But the lead is thick, it's heavy, and the mechanical aspect works very well. Look at that, it's not even dropping out. And it's strong enough that it'll take a little side load and actually do some work. $4, Papermate, check it out. Next item, this was suggested, I have I think 3 or 4 gifts that were suggested to me by members of the Essential Craftsman Academy on Shop Talk. We'll talk more about that later. But Trey Wright, when I asked them, you guys got ideas for good gifts? Trey said, hey, DeWalt has come out with a small chalk box. They call it their Atomic. And what's the advantage of a small chalk box? Well, for those of you who maybe have not tried to do work with nail bags on, you haven't discovered that an ordinary chalk box fills the pouch completely up and there's not room for anything else. Well, this one doesn't. It only holds about, I don't know, 30 or 40 feet of line, which is plenty in remodeling and renovation. If you're not snapping long wall lines on a big deck, you don't have to have a long chalk line. So fill that up. It doesn't take much room. And for $8, $9, $8 or $9, it even comes with its own chalk, right? Not bad. Tape measures. Everybody needs tape measures. Stanley is the best tape measure. I've got a video about that. It takes real determination to get these things out of their packing. $9, $8 at one of the box stores. That's a 25-footer. That's kind of a minimum if you're in construction. But if you're in woodwork, maybe a 16-footer or a 12-footer or a 3-footer on your keychain. These things all, $8 or $9, these things are about the same. I don't know what these things would be, but you can buy a little one for probably about the same number. Now, if you're going to get a 35-footer or a Fat Max, it's going to be a little more, but you got to have a good tape, and Stanley's a good tape. All right, now before we get into the double digits any further, Leatherman's a great gift. You can check that out on their website. Leatherman sent me this a few years ago. It's their Arc. I love it. But if you've just got a few dollars to spend for your dad, they've got a whole page online of accessories. You can buy clips that you can install. You can check it out. Leatherman has accessories for less than $10, which can make a nice addition to somebody who's already a Leatherman believer like me. Put that back in my pocket. So one of the deals there is you can customize a Leatherman for someone. I mean, they've got more ways to sort of make your Leatherman or their Leatherman truly theirs than you might be thinking of right now. They're not that much money. You can check it out. Now, this is something that was given to my wife, Kelly. She loves to paint. She paints she's always painted our houses, one side per summer. Now, when she was younger, she would thrash the whole thing. But cleaning a paintbrush is a struggle, right? And if you're not already familiar with these paintbrush spinners, check this out. Presto, paintbrush clean. This is, I think, it's made by Purdy, P-U-R-D-Y. I think it was $23 online. Pretty good. Now in the $20 or $25 range, Shop Talk, Dean Kilgore said, hey, I've got a good book suggestion. He suggested 2 books. One was called Stonework. I didn't get that to the party, but I got this one, Hard Scrabble, John Graves. John Graves is purported to be Texas' favorite author. A native son, observations on a patch of land, well written, tough old boy, fun to read. And one that was recommended to me earlier this year that astounded me, The Golden Spruce, A True Story of Myth, Madness and Greed by John Vaillant. What a fantastic story that even though I grew up in a logging culture, I was not aware of the chaos that was caused when one formidable and nutty guy cut down an absolutely unique tree that was very, very near and dear to the heart of an Indian tribe in Canada. You'll like the book. So these are in the $25 range. Now we are in, I think, the $35 range. Anybody you know who has a dishwasher or a refrigerator that's got an ice dispenser needs to have one of these behind that appliance. It's a leak detector and a freeze detector. We had a problem in the spec house where some water leaked on a wood floor and it had to be repaired. It's nice to know if the water in your kitchen is not going where it needs to go. So maybe you know somebody that would like one of those. And now we get to what has been the most useful thing that I have added to my everyday carry in a long time. This was sent to me by, Bob Ireland sent this to me. He's another member of the Essential Craftsman Academy, a great guy. And by the way, that academy at Shop Talk, you can get all kinds of good information from people who really know. It's about an hour or a 2-hour meeting twice a month. So he sent me this, and here's the one that I've been using. Evidence of use. It's amazing how many times you need a light. Well, this year he doubled down and he said, hey, I've discovered another type of a flashlight. I've not opened this, but the idea is that bar swings around in various positions and there's a magnet that will stick it to the hood of your car or wherever you need it, or you can fold it back down and it becomes a straight ahead flashlight and it's rechargeable. Each of these is about a $40 bill. Next item, casters. Have you ever thought about casters? Have you ever thought about putting things on wheels in your shop or in your garage? Well, the problem with casters is even when they're locked, your table is jiggly, right? I mean, it's not a table, it's a platform on wheels. Unless the boys at Bennington Manufacturing can solve your problem, and I think they have with retractable casters. They sent me a couple sets. Look at that. You lift the end of your table up and set it down and your caster is engaged and you roll it around and you lift your table up and set it down and now your table's flat on the floor. So as easy as bink, 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 you go from a stationary, bulletproof, solid table to something that you can move around wherever you want it and see it. Anyway, these are a win. They have two models, the R7 and the R8. The R7, this one, holds 150 pounds apiece. The R8 holds 200 pounds apiece, and at $54 and $78, they're a deal. All right, now we're getting into a little more serious vein. We did a video on this, I don't know, a couple months ago. Check it out. It's about first aid kits and first aid training in the shop and a couple of horror stories about accidents. So here's the result of the research Nate and I did. You can get this kit, or you could get this kit online for about, I think, 55 or 60 bucks. And then Nate beefed it up with some additional blood stop bandages and a better tourniquet. They are stored on the side somewhere, but that's pretty good. I mean, for a $50 bill or a $60 bill, there's lots of stuff in here and it's very portable. But for me, this Milwaukee pack-out first aid kit that's been sweetened up with a couple of these heavy-duty bandages and a way better tourniquet, which I put in here someplace. Doesn't matter for right now. Maybe that's it. Yeah, that's a way better tourniquet, which I need to deploy and practice with. Anyway, think seriously about a Milwaukee pack-out first aid kit in your shop. I paid $135 for this in a box store. I think online they're $170 or something, but utility. You open it up, you can put it back together. I like it. And when push comes to shove, you really like having a first aid kit around. All right, 4 things left, and they are all specific to our channel, pretty much. And the first one of them is, for a long time, you guys have asked me, what's that sweater you're wearing? I see you always wearing that black sweater. It's a sweatshirt. It's not a sweater. It's a quarter zip sweatshirt. Well, we finally got around to figuring out a way to be able to have these on our website, essentialcraftsman.com. It's a good sweatshirt. It's made by Jersey, and this is an embroidered logo, not printed. Now the other items, our other merch, the shirts, the t-shirts, the hoodies, the logo is printed on, but this is embroidered. So you can go to the website and get one of these. They're 65 bucks. I think that's the number, I don't remember. We've got 20 in stock. The delivery time will not be all that short because once those are gone, we will order about 10 or 20 at a time from a local supplier. But I love a quarter zip. It's not so blousy, it's getting tangled up. When you unzip it like a hoodie, it doesn't fall out and get tangled up in your equipment or anything. I just like it. And if I want a hood, I wear a hat. Now the next item, you've heard me mention the Essential Craftsman Academy, that the guys that are on that academy give me good ideas and new knowledge all the time, shop talk twice a month. It's a Zoom meeting. That is one of the perks. It goes on for an hour or two. And if you come with a tech question, there's always going to be somebody there that can answer it. And as many times as not, it's not me. But if it is me, I answer it, and if it's not me, somebody else does, it's good. There's a whole bunch of other perks, and it's not much money. The annual amount for a year's subscription is $99. It's $11 a month. Frankly, it's a bargain. It includes the blacksmith course that we uploaded at first, I think, 4 years ago. I think there's like a dozen hours of high-quality blacksmith training on there. We have a course on using the internet to market your construction business. We have an ebook, the 9 things you've got to know before you hire a contractor. We have curated our list of employee training type videos, and it's in one spot, so you can set a new hire down in front of a computer and they're not going to get pulled down the YouTube rabbit hole into, fail videos or funny cat videos. They will just see the pro tips and the trade tricks and the things that you need them to learn. Okay, here's one thing that is not quite there yet, but will be, the shop talk. And they're, repeating myself, there's a lot of good information in every one of those shop talk meetings. We're in the process of curating and collating those conversations and indexing it. So you can get on there and type up drainage, slope, roofing, tile, caulking, geotechnical. You can just type in a lot of different areas of interest, and the conversation and the time marker in the conversation will pop up so that you can listen to the part of the conversation that you needed to hear but you didn't hear because you didn't have a membership. So check that out. And of course, you can always duck out of there if you're not getting your money's worth or you don't get to it very often. You can always cancel the membership. Although, and I'll let you know, it does auto resubscribe, but you can short circuit that anytime you want. And then the kicker on that is if you're part of the Essential Craftsman Academy, you get a 20% discount on all the merch. So it doesn't take long to figure out that you can realize a savings on the other things that you might want, like this thing. What do you think is behind this oh so masculine wrapping paper? Well, I'll give you a hint. Every concrete carpenter in the world ought to have this. It's a pair of safety glasses. It's a form setter. You've seen me talk about these before. You probably know that this is handcrafted by Andrew Larson in Kentucky. Okay, he is, I think, maybe 22 years old now, and he is a blacksmith like few others. This is forged to finish. All of this surface in here has never touched a grinder. He's got a little bit of grinding right there on the spur, and I can tell you that that spur is so much more useful on a single jack than another identical face when you're setting up formwork, because you can dig dirt, you can drive stakes, you can do a lot of things with this that you just can't do with any other sledgehammer that I know of. So check it out. If you're a member of the Academy, you get a 20% discount on this. So think about that. Place your order. We've got 100 of them in stock. I got a new shipment of them 2 days ago, and so right now we're stocked up. Now the last item is something that was made by Ken Jordan. Now if you don't know who Ken Jordan is, you haven't been watching this channel very long. He's a fellow that watches me carefully, and he's the fellow that built the nicest house I've ever seen. You can check that out in the video, The Friend That Revolutionized My Thinking. He is the most accomplished craftsman that I know personally, especially when you talk about fine woodwork. Well, he and Roland Guthrie made a beautiful, beautiful steel and jatoba, and I think a little bit of ebony table. I have it in the shop right back here. They're storing it here until they get it sold. The pictures you're looking at right now, of course, don't do it justice. But one of the things that makes this table utterly unique, besides the fact that Ken Jordan made it, is that it has Ken Jordan's signature on it. So if you have any interest in having something in your home handcrafted by Ken Jordan, this is your chance. If you just reach out to me through the website, we have an email mechanism there so that we can talk. I would be happy to connect you with Ken, and maybe you guys can work out a deal. But in any case, that's our Christmas list this year. And don't make the mistake of thinking that the things you buy can substitute for the love that you intend to demonstrate. Do that. If you can't buy a darn thing, make sure they know, make sure the people around you know how much they mean to you. Thank you for watching Essential Craftsman, and keep up the good work.